afternoon, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon. You know, wherever y'all at, whatever y'all got going on. Hey, y'all. Hey, Miss TR. Veronica. Hey, y'all. Happy Friday. I haven't seen y'all yet today. What's going on? What y'all got going on today? I hope y'all day is going well. Hey, HQ girl. What's going on, boo? Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's a beautiful day, actually. It's sunny outside. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my noodles. Y'all, I got a little cup of noodles. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Oh, the water is still. It's still going. It's still going. Uh-oh, it's down there. Oh, I was about to say. It's damn near looking like it's about to. Uh-oh, is it about to overflow? Uh-oh, it's already at the fill line, y'all. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. I think it's at the. Oh, there it goes. Ooh, it stopped just in time. It stopped like just in time, y'all. Okay. Ooh, it stopped like just in time. Okay. Let me put something on top of my little cup of noodles, y'all. I'm not even really hungry, so I just had my little smoothie, but I feel like I need to eat something, so I got my little noodles or whatever. If y'all don't know, like if you got like even just your regular coffee maker, your regular coffee pot, you can just use that really just for hot water, for noodles, for you know, for tea, for cocoa. You can even put stuff in like in the pot and just have it on there, like turn it on as a warmer. Like if you got like a can of soup or something and you don't have a microwave anywhere around, you can do it like that too. So just in case y'all didn't know, it's giving y'all a little bit of some little tips there. When you gotta make stuff work, you gotta make it work. So how's y'all day going? I hope everything is going well with everybody. Today is the day that I chose to come on and speak about a situation. A situation that I went through in my early teenage years. Oh shit! Let me see something. Hold on, y'all. My bad. I grabbed the wrong. I think I grabbed the wrong mail.
Hey.
Hello.
Are you do you do the shop next door too?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, there was a younger gentleman that was over there earlier that I talked to. They said to go to AutoZone and get a printout.
Okay.
And they said it's over here. I'm not trying to take a lot of time.
I can't really, they get off at 5, and so what they're working on right now, he has to get that axle done.
That's cool.
We're open tomorrow, though. I mean, what exactly? So you went and got the scan, and you want to go over it with them, I guess? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, that's what he said to do.
Okay, let me see.
I don't know. I'm not trying to. I've been working on this truck. I can figure it out.
Okay.
I have kind of an idea.
Okay.
But it's either timing chain. It's out of time.
Okay. Oh.
For some reason or another. It's dumping fuel out the exhaust a lot.
Okay.
And, I'm not trying to get you to tell me what's wrong with it for free.
I mean, no, we don't really have any problem with telling you like what we think it would be.
But I did kind of want a price, and
okay. Well, that's where I come in. Is like the pricing of things and stuff like that. I mean, basically, from the scan, what I do is so it looks like your camshaft position sensor is what would be the main thing that would fix the issue. Possibly an ignition coil. The thing about these scans is kind of like you try this, you try that, hopefully you hit it, somewhere.
And there's so many things with this truck, you could go on forever.
Right. So, what I do is I just kind of research the codes and things like that, just seeing like what situations are more likely and try to get information like from the internet and things like that, and then the guy's experience and stuff like that as far as what they would more likely go to, first and see it, if there's like a list of things. And sometimes, most of the time, let me say, when you research these codes, you find someone that has dealt with the issue before and you can just go straight to it. Okay. So, and then I just price it from there as far as what it would take for us to fix that issue.
It would take me about 5 minutes to explain to you exactly what's going on with this truck, maybe less. I thought I had a clogged catalytic converter. Took it over there. They said no. I pulled one of the coil things. Yep. The truck went blah blah. I pulled another one. No change. So I thought I had bad coil or plug. It's not. So I switched them with another one. No change. Now both of them. I pulled the plugs. No change in the. So a misfire on a couple of cylinders, right. I assume. And the fuel's building up, it's just dumping the fuel, either timing, chain. Well, what's funny was when we first got the truck, it acted like the tranny was bad. Like when you stepped on it, like the tranny was slipping. Yeah. And now it's not doing that. Now it's just going sputtering. And that's where I'm at. I've changed the cam sensors. I see that.
Changed them.
Yeah. I've changed them around. I'm not trying to buy sensors, but I bought one. Well, I broke one trying to get it off. So I had to buy one. And then I've switched them, to see if there's change. I'm no master mechanic. Definitely not at this point. I feel like a retard.
Well, no. I mean, no, because you just. It's kind of like when we get sick, you can have all these different symptoms or all the same symptoms for a different issue. Like you can have a headache and it could be anything. Get dizzy, it could be anything. It's kind of like our health. It's just like how the body works. Like you can have the same symptoms. So you go to this and you think it's that, but it's really this, and it's just about finding the issue. So, well, I mean, as far as I could just do the research on what's coming up just to see if I can find something.
What I was thinking is, do you have a thing you can copy that?
Yeah. Yep.
If you copy that code, I can leave that code with you.
Yep. Yeah.
I can get back with I don't want to take up a lot of anybody's time.
Right. No, you're okay.
And so good pay to have it fixed.
Yeah. Yep.
If
just you can just check back with me tomorrow because I'll research it tonight. I'll have an answer for you tomorrow as far as what I found. I'll be here at 9:30 in the morning, so you're more than welcome. What's the year, make, and model of the vehicle?
2007 Ford F-150.
Okay.
5.4 liter. 3 valve.
Okay. Okay, and then what's your phone number?
419.
Wait a minute. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. service or anything like that. I was trying to find it, and I couldn't find it anywhere on like through the internet or find no obituary or anything.
It's Sunday at 1.
Okay, which one?
Well, I guess they're going to Toledo Memorial Park at 1 o'clock and spreading his ashes, and then the American Legion on it's either Monroe or Sylvania.
Okay.
You can get it.
Yep.
On his Facebook. And they got it posted on there.
Okay. What's his Facebook name?
David Rittner.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But it's posted on like most of them.
Yep. Okay. I'll look for it on there. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna let Bob know that too. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. See you later. See you tomorrow. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry for that customer coming in before I was able to explain to you guys, because I didn't bank on anybody coming in before I was able to tell you guys what the reason why I'm going to tell this story while I'm at work, because it seems like this would be a conversation that I would have with you guys you know, at home, or you know, when there's a more quiet setting or there's no interruptions. So for you guys, it may be a bit annoying if I have to stop or I'm at work and I'm in the middle of speaking. But for me, it makes it doable because it makes me more comfortable to have the conversation. Okay. So hopefully you guys understand that I'm doing this right now in this location because it'll help to distract me a little bit from either getting emotional or too caught up in my head while I'm talking. Okay, so I just pretty much wanted to share with you guys my experience with adoption. Hold on one second. Let me say hello to everybody before I continue. Hey, James, Red Rose, hey, boo. Veronica, Christopher, hey, y'all. Hey, Guyway, how you doing? Theresa, hey, boo. Let's see. AH, hey, good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon, Pretty Monita. Paige, Connie, hello, happy Friday. Dolly, boo, hey, y'all. So, look, Dolly. I didn't make mine, but I did drink mine today. Okay. And I just made me some little noodles. So I'm gonna let my noodles sit for a minute, but I am gonna eat them while I'm talking because I'm hungry. But anyway, so yeah. So okay, so today is January 29th. Today is the day that the child I gave up for adoption turns 27. She turned 27 today. And so I thought it would be a good day for me to just give you guys the story and just the full story and the background on that, because I've told y'all about it before, but I don't know if I really went through the situation like in full. I don't know if I really like went through like the situation like totally with you guys. So I got a Smoothie King today, LOL. I'm ordering sushi today. Yes. So I was in junior high school. I was in 7th grade. I was 13 years old. And in like my neighborhood, like growing up back then, you know, there was very little parental guidance. Okay. Not only just my family, but just in the hood period that I grew up in. Like a lot of us just kind of did our own thing. Like we had guardians or parents, whether if it would be our grandparents or our actual parents, mom, dad, whatever. You know, we had those people who had homes for us and had somewhere for us to sleep at night, eat and stuff like that. But you know, we went to school, but for the most part, like when you're out there in the streets, you're out there, right? So, you know, so you walk to school, you know, you're with your friends, you know, you're talking. This is back when, like me growing up, like in my school days, like this was back when, you know, you have young girls who have like older guys that they talk to, you know, they talking to one of the local dope boys or whatever, some older guy who ain't in school. He out there in the streets, you know, he picking her up from school, he driving, you know, so you just think you the coolest or whatever because you got a man that can drive and he's older and you ain't messing with these little boys in the school and all that. And, you know, it was that type of situation. So, for me, like, I was 13 years old, but 13 years old and you didn't have sex yet, it's like, what? What's wrong with you? Why you ain't did nothing yet? You know? Um, so you know, your friends are, you know, talk about your experience with your friends and stuff like that. They talking about little stuff, you talking about boys and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't have no stories to tell really for real. Like nothing past, you know, somebody looking at me or trying to talk to me or somebody mad at me because they think they boyfriend like me or that little dumb shit that it should have been dumb shit back then, but not like actual damn girl, you know, he can do this, that, and the third, you know, whatever. So I wasn't doing it yet. But well, why not?
Oh,
Well,
pain in the ass. You got the lack of man yet.
no, they just walked past. Oh, that ain't the old one they just walked past here with. I thought they was getting the old one in. Now, unless they had to do something to it, because one had a drill and one had the excellent in.
Did you said Greenville had something?
Yeah, a hood and a fender. Fender listed for 40 and hood. We called them early enough. They should be able to get something. Are you talking about that door?
No, they go. I asked you was that the regular white. You said we didn't have.
Oh yeah, nope, we don't have any. No, we don't got the paint for that.
So you ordered a paint. Can't get it today.
Huh?
It's 5, 10, so we can't get it today.
Why not? I'm not asking. If we can own them on Monday. John, it's April from Mass. Hey, I need to ask you a huge favor because I don't know if I'm going to get there in enough time. Well, well, I will try to. I'll come right now. I need a pint of paint, and I know. Okay, PW7 is the code. Yep, in regular shop line. Just a pint. Can I come get it right now, or do I owe you Monday, or what you want me to do? Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you so much. Alrighty, bye bye. You see what a good word, when you just got a good word, see what that does for you? Thank you. Hey, Tracy. Yeah, but American Gigolo, honey. Um, with that name, I don't know if you should be giving me advice of what to speak on. But see, okay, number one, let me tell you something about my work setting. My work setting is like a family setting. There's nothing that we don't talk about here. So this is very lightweight. This is very lightweight. It's heavy for some, but it's very lightweight as far as our conversations here goes. So hey Lisa Boo. So anyway, so yeah, so 13 years old, you know, I ain't got nothing to give to add to the stories and add to the conversation. Is that a reason? No. But I end up meeting a guy. Oh my goodness, Tracy. When I come over there and redo my notifications, like I'm about to right now, because I don't get your notifications till this later. Till this later. I'm about to redo your notifications right now, babe. I always say all the time, I don't get notifications until the person is off. Hold on. So I meet a guy, right? So you know, like when you walk in to and fro, cars, they stopping, they beeping at you, they doing all that type of stuff, right? So, you know, somebody like tries to holler at me or whatever, and I go for it. I'm gonna say I go, like I got in the car, but I went for the conversation, okay? So, yeah, so we started talking, and back then it wasn't like cell phones, all that kind of stuff. You actually see people in person. You know, you actually go to each other's house or meet up or whatever, do that sort of thing, right? So, okay, oh, you did that one chip challenge.
What happened?
No, I'm talking to them.
Oh.
So, I'll be over there, babe. So anyway, so I met a guy. He seemed cool and stuff, but he was the typical, like, he wasn't in school. He was like in the streets, that sort of thing or whatever. So I started seeing this guy, and like he happened to live like on the way to me going to school. Like, so you walk, so I was late all the freaking time because I'm at his house. You know, you got to make your little stop on the way to school. Okay, so my first time messing around, I got pregnant. And I really didn't know about pregnancy and sex and stuff like that. Like I've never had like, well, as far as like outside of talking about it with my friends and stuff, but I've never talked about my cycle. Like even when I started my cycle, by that time I had been on my cycle since I was 10 years old. So even starting that, like I had to figure that out on my own pretty much, right? So, but I had been on it by that time for a few years already. Even still right now today though, I cannot remember if my cycle had stopped or not. Like, because the way that I found out I was pregnant is when you go to the 8th grade, you have to get, you know, your next set of shots. And so, you know, you go for your annual checkup, your physical or whatever, 8th grade physical shots and all of that kind of stuff. And so I go to that appointment, and that's where I found out that I was pregnant. And by that time I was already about 5 months. So I didn't know, I had no idea like in the change of my body, my clothes. I really can't remember back then because like I was still running around wearing the same stuff. It really wasn't anything different going on as far as me having to go shop or new clothes or doctors or anything like that. So anyway, so by the time I found out I was pregnant, I had stopped seeing the guy because school ended. Once school ended, I didn't really have no reason to walk that way anymore. So I had just stopped seeing him. Like, I may have seen him a little bit over the summer, but for the most part, like I stopped seeing him. So hey, take it back. How you doing, babe? So and then so of course I found out during the summertime or whatever. So as soon as I found out, like the first thought in my head was adoption. because I was too far along to have an abortion. Um, I wasn't keeping a baby at the age that I was, and because my first thought was like I want to finish school. Like that was always my goal, was to finish school. And I had things that I wanted to do with my life and stuff or whatever. Like I wanted to be a lawyer. Like that was my thing, was being a lawyer, either being a lawyer or a child psychologist. Like that was like my thoughts of what I wanted to grow up to be. So, um, so that was the first thought in my head, was adoption. So I was living with my grandmother at the time. So I was in my grandmother's care, and my dad, my uncles, like that's the household that I stayed in. So, um, and it's so weird because it's like my uncle's friend, like one of my uncle's friends said something to me like, "You sure you pregnant or whatever?" One time he said that to me, like in the summertime, and I was like, "No." Whatever. But they used to look at me like that anyway. They used to look at me like I'm, they used to look at my body and see I'm changing and things like that. Hey, masterminds, how you doing, boo? Thank you. Thank you so much. So, anyway, uh, found out I was pregnant. When I found out, like automatically, like my thought is adoption, and my grandmother's thought was, keeping it. Like if I would have stayed in the household I was in, then they would have made me keep the baby. And so I ended up moving back with my mother at that point, and she had made it so that, like I got a lawyer. I did a private adoption, because when you go through it, when you choose to go through with an adoption, you can go through it a couple of different ways. You can either do a public, where basically the child goes to a foster care type situation until they're adopted out, or you can choose private, where you have your own attorney. You are actually able to choose a family, or the attorney basically, picks different families that fit into your criteria, and stuff like that. So that's the way that I went, is with a private attorney. And so it narrowed down to a family that had had adopted another little girl who was biracial 2 years prior, and they adopted her from birth. And of course my daughter was biracial, and so she would have an older sister that, was just like her as far as ethnicity goes. They seem to be in a smaller town in our state, and, their home looked nice, and they had kind of like the normal family setting. And, you know, that's that's the information that you get. You don't get to know names and jobs and all that kind of stuff, exactly the house they're going to be living in, but you can see like some pictures and get some background information and things like that to help you make the decision. So that's how you make the decision. That's what you get to do, or that's as much as they give you, right? And hopefully you can make a decision the best you can off of that information. Hey, Yuli, how you doing, boo? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome because, well, number one, there's people out there who are not able to have children of their own, but they want to be a parent, and would be all amazing parents. And then with that, and then there's people who, even if they are able to have children, they have the means, they have the love, they have the everything that where they can take on more, so it's awesome. It's an awesome thing, and it was there for me at the time that I needed it, so anyway, so I made my decision, and let's see. I made my decision. Did she come up here? Oh, there she is. Wait a minute, did I click on her? Okay, there she is. Okay. Hello. So I made the decision to go ahead with that family. And from there, you know, is from there you just wait to have the baby. So you wait to have the baby. Um, you do have to go to court. You do have to do paperwork. You do have to go through counseling. You have to go through some stuff. You do have to go through. Yeah.
So it's always really hard when we have.
So Bob, why you look like that?
Because I'm disgusted.
Oh, I get it.
I'm spilling coffee.
I got it.
This ain't did nothing.
And I know, like, with all these people here, it seems like something's gonna get done.
Yeah. I found out that you bring somebody else in, Craig, just so I won't do nothing at all.
When I came back, when you said, when I came back with the axle, I go in over on the other side, because dude was over here dealing with that, so I go over on the other side to see what they doing, and he's sitting in your office, and he's like, Bob take off again, and I said, no. And I just said no, because
this I there was this July just like me.
You need to write that girl a receipt for that. Yeah, we did hoses and bleeding and breaking. $100 I had missing.
oh, on the Blazer, yeah, she called. Okay, if I got her, she's supposed to be on her way to pick that up, and then he's gonna come pick up the Buick that we did
Price.
yeah, $115. I did a couple hours labor and $25 in materials.
All right.
Yeah, so he come in.
They said that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody drives it.
Oh, Craig. Yeah, Craig said it was good. Oh my goodness. I don't know who that was. I was trying to let her up, but I don't know what was going on. So I don't know who that. Y'all, don't listen. See, we ain't even got to that part of the story, but don't y'all get. I don't know. Y'all get on. Am I about to have to skip and tell y'all that I ain't never met her yet? Lord Jesus. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, she sounded like a child. Yeah, I think she was it. And if her picture is anything, if her picture says who she is, then she is a child. So yeah, but so anyway, like there's paperwork and stuff you gotta do, court that you gotta go through and stuff. Basically, they what they want to do is they want to make sure no one is paying you, no one is making you make the decision and all that sort of thing, right? They want to make sure that you're making the decision on your own because you want to. Now let me tell you this part of the story, y'all. This is a little messiness in this story, right? Let me tell you why. Because now during the process, before you can even make the decision, or before let me say before they even let you make the decision, and they take it as if it's going to go through, the father has to also give consent, right, y'all? So I told y'all the guy that I was dealing with was in the streets, right? So these people, they were looking for him to get his, to get his signature basically, and to get his blessing, his know that he is okay with the adoption, know that he's going along with it, because they have to have both parents consent, right? So they're trying to get his consent, and he is running from the people because he's thinking they the police. He's thinking that the damn the lawyer's office people is the police. So he was running from them. So and what's so crazy is during the time that I was pregnant, because I was pregnant and I was young, and the school that I was in, they don't want, no little young pregnant girls walking around the school. So they had started a schooling, like a class for, girls my age that were pregnant. And like we would still get our schoolwork from our school that we were enrolled in, excuse me, but we would have to go to a different location to do the work. So it wasn't just me. There was, also there was a room full of girls that were there from all different schools. And, that's where we went to this one place every day. The school was in a church at the time. It obviously grew and grew and grew over the years. The more and more teenage pregnancy, became a thing. So of course he did. He ran. So during that time, it was so crazy because he was going to my grandmother's, like his mom they was trying to find me. They was like going over to my grandmother's and stuff, trying to find out where I was at. They was trying to get the baby. Okay, like him and his mom, and they were trying to get the baby and stuff. And I wasn't doing that because of the lifestyle he lived. I had been to his house and stuff like that. I just didn't want my child like raised in that setting. If that was the case, I would have raised her myself. You know what I'm saying? If she was going to be raised up in that, then I would have did it, but that's not what I wanted to bring her into, And so, and then of course, if my child is going to be with the dad, then I'm gonna have a role in her life. And if I wasn't gonna be in her life, I was gonna totally disconnect. Either I'm gonna be there all the way, or I ain't gonna be there no kind of way. You see what I'm saying? So hey, sensibility. So so that's just the decision that I made. So I had like information closed off. I didn't want them knowing anything about like where I was, what I had going on, none of that kind of stuff. And then anyway, like I said, they was trying to find him to get his consent, and he kept running. So if he wanted the child, then he had full open invitation to take her on, but I guess he didn't know until afterwards. And then afterwards, anyway, he ended up going to prison for years. So where would my child have been? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's just backing it up a little bit. So then moving forward, I had her. Wait a minute, did I go when I was pregnant or when after I had her? I think I had her. Or was I pregnant? No, I can't remember. Well, either way, before or after, I had to go to court and go and sign off, and I had to like under oath, I had to tell them like, no, nobody paid me, nobody is forcing me to say anything, all that kind of stuff. So you basically got to go to court and you got to let them know like, no.
I'm going to drop them off.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah, get all of them.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Ain't nothing going with the Spirit, right?
Yeah, just the Buick. I told him I'd be here, so.
What time you coming?
He said before 6. So, anyway, I had to go to court, and I had to go to court in their town, because they had to be local to like where they were. So went to court, did that. They allow you to like, you can give something. So like I wrote a letter just explaining everything to her, and a little teddy bear, a little gift bag, all that kind of stuff or whatever. You don't really know if they ever get it or not. I didn't name her. I had a name for her, but I didn't name her because what I was told was, they usually will change the child's name anyway because, that's privacy. And that way, you as a parent, if you want to change your mind later. You know, they have like some crazy shit where parents will come back later stalking the people, all types of shit, and all kinds of stuff or whatever. So, you know, to prevent and to make it as private as possible, you know, they will change the child's name and stuff like that. So I didn't even name her. So, like after I had her, they just put me like on a different floor, like on a surgery floor or whatever, and to take me off of the maternity floor. I did hold her one time. So I did hold her one time. So that's how I know she had violet eyes, because you know, because she was like a little fat baby with a bunch of black hair and violet eyes. And it's so funny too, because she like now, like, matter of fact, my baby's like little baby, that my daughter's little baby that she just had, she looks like her, but just her eyes were different. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. So I went, you know, went to court. I had her. They came and got her. Like, I got released one day, and then they came and got her the day after I was already released. That's for privacy issues as well. What else, y'all? So that was pretty much it. And then after that, it was just like back to regular life. You know, like you just go back to regular life, you know? So that's what I did. So like now, like, I don't know, like I've never had no feelings, or, you know, like I'm not gonna say I don't care about her or anything, because of course I do. You know, something in me cares for her, you know, and loves her. But I think the moment that I found out I was pregnant, and this may be why I am now the way I am, like I'm very closed off emotionally. And I think, hey Nadia Boo, I think that I am that way. Like when I found out I was pregnant, I just shut it down. Like, you know, I was carrying this little human in my body, but I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel nothing. You know, it was just, I think I was just like the carrier. I don't know. I can't remember like really like being emotional. I can't remember like certain details. There's there's a lot in my life that I have just closed off. And like if I was to ever like truly get hypnotized and have to like remember shit that happened in my life, it'll probably be fucked up. So I would just rather not. I think I'm glad that I don't remember a lot, you know, and then I kind of closed myself off like from memories and emotions and things like that, because I think that if I were able to tap into that stuff, then I think it wouldn't be anything good. There's a reason why I blocked that stuff out, you know. So yeah, y'all. So that was it. I had her when I was 14. So you know, y'all know my birthday is December 23rd. Hers is January 29th. I you know, so I did change. I got pregnant at 13, and I gave birth when I was 14. And that was it, y'all. I mean, after that, I did not have sex. I did not touch nobody. I did not, nothing, okay? Nothing. All right. Julia, is that you? Is that my niece? No, I never tried to find her. So like when you do that, like you're able, they have you sign paperwork, like if you want them to find you. So I did sign paperwork to where if she wanted to ever look for me one day, like she could find, you know, my records wouldn't be closed off or anything like that. So I did leave my stuff open for her to be able to find me if she wanted to. But No, I've never tried to find her because I feel like well, number one, let me just say this. My life hasn't been all that great. You would think that making a decision like that, you make that decision so that you can go off and, so that you can be this great person. You can have a great life. You can, have a great education and a career and all these things. But I didn't make the best of decisions even after that. You know, obviously my oldest daughter is only a year and some months younger than her. Um, so, it wasn't too long that I was back in the same situation. The difference though is that I was actually in a relationship with my kid's dad, my kids that I actually have and raised. I was actually with their dad. I was out of that household that I was in when I got pregnant with her. Um, a lot did change within that time period, but I was still young as shit and I still had no business being pregnant again. So after that, that's why I got on birth control and, for years and stuff like that, so that I would not just be in the same situation, so that I could finish school and stuff like that. But so I'm not all that mad that she hasn't tried to find me because, or not, I don't know if she has tried and just hasn't been successful or if she hasn't tried at all, but I'm kind of glad that she hasn't because, I think the question would be like, what would have been so different if you would have kept me and raised me? But what I'm hoping is that her life, because it wasn't about me, okay? It wasn't so much about me. It's about bringing a child that I gave birth to up in the same situation that I was in, you know. Um, so really I was just trying to look out for her and I was trying to, just make sure that she would be okay and she would hopefully have better than me, you know. Um, so hey Keisha, thank you. So it wasn't about me, it was just really about trying to do right for her. Um, the one thing about being a parent and loving another person and a person depending on you is, their life is in your hands. And I'm hoping that the one decision I did make for her in her life was the right one, and that was for someone who was more capable to give her the life she deserved to give her that. I hope she got that. We had a school in my town. It was called Sage Special and Girls Expecting. Now, since 1992, the young girls are allowed to go to school pregnant. Yep, I forget what ours was called. It was also called something else. April, I know you were young when this happened, but did you ever think that she may have wanted to find you? Please don't take that disrespectfully because it's not my intention. I was just wondering. Yeah, no, Monita. Yeah, I mean, she possibly may have. I guess I really wouldn't know unless I unless I cross paths with her one day. Um, that had to be hard holding her, knowing you was giving her away. No, Dolly, it were, nope. I just held her for a second, like they asked, do you want to hold her? Do you want to feed her? Do you want to, whatever? And no, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. It's a way of protecting yourself. I hope if you read my question, you didn't. No, Monita, no, no, that's a valid question. Have you ever tried? Yeah, no, no. Her adoptive mother did give her the gift that my sister gave her, and she knew when she was 10 years old. Oh, they weren't her parents. So by finding me, she found her mother and father and her very ones. And everyone was good. Oh, that's good, Theresa. That is so good. Hey, Andres. Oh, that is so good. Oh my goodness. He was my aunt's son. He wanted to see her, but she had all been dead for at least 10 years at that point. No. Hey, Juicy and Joyful. Oh my goodness. For a friend who had a closed adoption and her son found her 5 years ago, he had an attorney contact her. She is not sure she wants to meet him because her youngest daughter doesn't want him. What? Aw. Wait a minute. So her youngest daughter doesn't want. Cousin of mine did the ancestry test and somehow found me. He literally took a flight and stood at my door and asked if my name was Nadia the day before Thanksgiving. My whole family cried. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, Nadia. Thank you, Andreas Boo. I hope all is well. Mm. Hey, Cortland. Thank you. Wow. Hmm. Um. Ooh, y'all. I look like. Ooh. Y'all. I don't see adoption in a bad light. You bless the family, April. Imagine a world of selfless people who could birth a blessing and providing a loving home for that baby. That's a beautiful thing. It is beautiful. Yes, I'm good, Andreas. That it is a beautiful thing, and I don't feel bad. I didn't feel bad then. I don't feel bad now. You know, um, it's just I mean, the thing about it is, people can judge on the outside. People can make their own assumptions, or they can say what you could have did, what you could have not did, this, that, and the third. But unless you are in that situation, and you're living in it, then you can't really say, what was the best decision for somebody, because everybody's life is different. Everybody's situation is unique, you know, and sometimes you only have that one chance to make the right decision. You know what I'm saying? Um, all the time being a mother, you go back and forth with, did you do the right thing? Should you have did it this way or should you have did it that way? You know, I had that one chance to make a decision, and that's the decision that I made. And I pray that it was the right one. I just, hopefully it was the right one. That's all I can say, because that was it. I mean, it was like do or die at that moment, and I wasn't bringing that child in the household that I was in. I wasn't, like, that wasn't going to happen. And the person that I was pregnant by was not, no, no, like, I wasn't giving her to that situation either. So that's the decision that I made, and, either people will understand or they won't, but yes, April, her youngest daughter doesn't want anything to do with her older brother, so my friend won't. Oh my goodness, you know, that can be kind of selfish though, because I mean, what does she think is going to happen? Like, is she going to think that she's not going to get the attention from her mother anymore? Or, I don't know. Um, hmm. I cried for years thinking she would go to hell for giving him up, but my family stood in the gap and reassured him of how much she loved him. Oh my goodness, that she decided to give him a chance in life. I think she'd be proud of you. Yeah, you went through a lot, but your experiences have made you the strong woman you are now. Thank you. Oh, y'all gonna make me cry. Many people in my family have adopted and been adopted, and it has been a blessing on both sides. See, see, that's what I think. I think it can be a blessing on both sides. Hey, blind spot. Have you ever walked by a young lady and thought maybe that could be her? Do you have those types of thoughts? No, blind spot. Somebody asked me that once. And you know what? What I think is, if I saw her, not even knowing, I think I would know. I think I would know if I came across, if I saw her or not. Thanks, Nadia. My dad was sold as a baby. I am thankful my grandparents bought him and loved him, or I wouldn't be here. Oh, Andreas, God bless you. Oh my goodness. Hey, Miss Good Life. Thank you, babe. That ancestry, I can't even talk. That ancestry site will connect for ASAP. Wow. LOL. He was at my damn door with my mother and aunt's whole face. Wow. That is crazy. Wow. I'm so glad I had this. I'm so glad I taught. I had no idea so many of you had experiences with adoption. Wow. Wow. Hey, up in the house. How you doing, babe? Very selfish. The daughter is married in 23. Oh, yeah. She plays too much. She plays way too much. If your friend wants to meet him, then that's what she should do. That's what she should do. Because I'm going to tell you something on the opposite end, on the child's end. Most of the time, they don't want anything from the parent. They just want to meet them. They just want to actually see them face to face. They don't want anything. It's not, and a lot of times family members will feel like when the person finally comes around or they finally meet, like they're coming for something. They have some type of intention, and they don't, outside of just meeting and just knowing. Sometimes, they will have some type of feeling within themselves that they're missing something or that something is different about them. And when they meet that family member, especially the parent, they can get that closure. His mother and father saw $250. The fuck? My parents used to foster and wanted to adopt. Really? I adopted a child after having 5. Did you, Theresa? Oh my goodness, God bless you. See? Aw. We adopted my sister when she was 3 days old. She found out from someone that thought she knew already. Oh, I thought she has the thoughts of walking by random people and thinking that's her family. You know what? The way that everybody in my family knew, especially my kids and my kids' dad, and is my mother. My mother. And see this, but people wonder why me and my mother have the relationship that we do. But she is who told everybody. Like, she talked about that to my kids. Why would you have that conversation with my kids? That's not, you stepped out of bounds. That's not your conversation to have. Have a conversation with them about some shit you did. She told my kid's dad about that. Like, why? That ain't none of his business. Like, I would have told him. And actually, is what's so crazy is I did tell him, and that's how I found out he already knew. It's just, and that's part of the problem with people. Like, they are so quick to go and tell other people's stuff, and it's like, who are you to go and have those conversations with people? No, it wasn't for her to do, and then so you got my kids coming and asking me about sister and stuff like that. Like, what the fuck? That is not, you stepped all the way out of bounds. Like, why would you do that? That is like huge. That's a huge issue between me and my mother. Huge. Because not only did she have that conversation with them, but it was in anger. It was in anger. So it was, her, did you tell them that you didn't have no conversations with me about sex? I wasn't even living with you at the time. So you weren't even raising your child at the time. Nobody was telling me about how to deal with guys and boys and what to do, what not to do, none of that, I mean, even though right from wrong, but at the same time, when you don't have nobody telling you nothing until after, but you want to talk about the mistakes that they made or things, decisions that they made, in anger, she was upset with me, and that's what she does. She's just one of those people. Y'all know, like, we got a couple people on here in the beef sector that, once they get mad at you, then they gonna talk all this shit or whatever. That's her. That's my mother. My father actually got to meet his brothers at 60 years. Wow. it was sad to see children being addicted to drugs and shit. It opened me up to a different life that I never knew, but it also gave me a level of compassion. Oh, that I'm glad I have. I'm glad to have had. That's awesome. My father actually, let me see. I was a foster parent, and she was 6 years old, and now she's 19. Aw. I allowed her to be around her father and her mother's family. I felt like she needed to know where she came from. Oh, Theresa, you're awesome. I was a foster parent many years ago. I got very attached to my babies. Yes. Yes. Yeah, because see, that's another thing. Like, you do because you do, you love them. You love these, especially they're with you for a month. Maybe sometimes you're fostering kids for a year or two. Um, and yes, you grow love for them. Hey Mo, how you doing, babe? I hope she can too someday, Yuli. Someday. Now I kind of just say, she's set in her ways and it is what it is. That's something she got to deal with within herself because I'm over it. Okay, boo, I hope work is going well. My mother does that ish with my kids, inserts herself to try to override me. Yup, it's weird and pisses me off. Weird is right. Weird is mother freaking right. Because that's a whole nother thing, like when a parent didn't do their part and then they try to, like you said, override you. And it's like, you had your chance to raise yours. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to make up through mine. And then, see, here's the thing, like as a young parent, you're going through your things and you're finding your way. And then now you done got your stuff together. They don't see what I know. They don't know how I grew up and they don't know that part of you. They know the now part of you, which is cool because you got away from that. But at the same time, your character is still the same. So that's why I tell people, like, let me just use an addict, for instance. An addict, they can stop using the drug. They can stop being addicted and using that substance, but they will still have that same behavior. So recovery is from head to toe, from in the inside out. Just because you stop using the substance doesn't mean that you changed, and it doesn't mean that you're a better person. It just does. Y'all, my noodles, y'all didn't let me talk all that time. I don't know what made me. I just looked over. I just really looked over at their coffee maker, and then I'm like, wait a minute, my noodles. But hey Stacy. I told my son I can only I can tell him anything about me as a mother. No, it's not your child business. And when he has kids, he will understand. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Sorry, everyone. I was laying down. It's cold in DC. It is cold here too, girl. It is freezing. But yeah, it ain't nobody's business to be telling nobody's stuff. Like, lady, what in the hell? I think I'm about to be done. I got one person. Bob just left to go drop the mechanics off, and I got one person coming to pick up their car. So as soon as they come, then I'm out. So, matter of fact, I am about to get off of here, y'all. I'm gonna eat my noodles, and I gotta go over on the other side and watch the other side while he gone. So, I appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much for listening to me and allowing me to share that story with you guys. And thank you for sharing your guys' stories with me too. That was awesome. I really didn't realize so many of you had experience with adoption and fostering and those sorts of things. So I really do appreciate you all for sharing with me as well. Wait, don't you have to pick up a car piece or something by 6 p.m.? No, a guy's coming to pick his car up. He's coming. You too, Andreas. You too. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I love y'all. I will be on tonight, you guys. We're gonna do happy hour with Ask April. So basically, we'll come on for an hour. We're gonna talk about relationships. We're gonna talk about like the woman and the man's role in relationships, and is that still important? So, you know, if you guys aren't busy later, then come on over and we're just gonna have a conversation about that and have a little drink or whatever and just chill and just talk about this dating stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I normally don't share stuff about my life, but today was Theresa, thank you, babe. I appreciate you so very much. Blazing, thank you, boo. Okay, Monita, I love y'all. I will see y'all later. Bye bye.